Welcome to Scratch Radio, weekdays at 8 a.m., scratching that itch whenever it hits.
Hello, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the first episode of Scratch Radio. Welcome. The time, the time for me, I'm a little early. Or rather, I'm early to the audio for that intro, so I gotta have that changed. But good morning. I hope you slept well. I hope you brushed your teeth. I almost just clicked, oh my goodness. I almost just clicked a Joe Rogan interview on Spotify, trying to click out of Windows. Pardon me. Pardon the audio. I want to introduce you guys to Scratch. Hello, everybody. Hello. Good morning. Good morning to all my cuties. To all you cats and dogs out there doing your best. Let me take a sip of my coffee. We're awake. We're here. I missed being on the air. I had been offline for seemingly ever. Well, digitized cuteness. Good morning, everybody. Some coffee. How does the audio sound? Please, this is the start of something very new, so I need criticism. Give it to me, I need it, I crave it. Well, it's New Year's. You sound very digital. Good. This is my new radio microphone. It's called a copper phone. Joe, people almost click on my podcast, Rogan. That is a mood. The problem is, I work really hard to curate my timelines, my algorithms, my content. So I'm consuming the stuff that benefits my life the most, or rather, it doesn't play a detriment to it, you know? And that's what it's been all about lately. curating how media... Like, I mean, look, I'm gonna get bombarded by bullshit, right? I'm gonna be given way too many ads. Ash, that is the best thing I could have ever been told. Now, the assets for this are gonna grow. There's more things in the books. It's really hard to get things done. It's really hard when there's a lot of moving parts, a lot of commissions and stuff, so things are still being made, but here we are. Very cozily escapist. I could smooch you right on your little mouth. What time is it where you are? What time is it? Are you on your way to work? Are you about to go to work? Either way, I'm happy to be with you. I'm happy to be spending this time sitting next to you, whispering in your ear, scratching that itch whenever it hits. It's Scratch Radio. Now, for future shows, we're going to have a method of call-in. Because you know that I'm going to be sharing some opinions, some spicy subject matters with hot takes, and I want to know what you think of them. 10:48 Eastern Time, New York. Let's take a look and see what the weather is like in New York right now. Are you New York City bound, or are you up in the boonies upstate? Right now, in Manhattan, it is currently, balmy 43 degrees today. But you know what? For the Northeast, that's not too bad. Not much wind. Not too shabby. Same out here on the West Coast. But guys, it's New Year. New Year, new me. No New Year. I refuse to just cast away no, I'm just kidding. I am all for breaking. New Year hits, y'all, mass amnesia. I'm sorry, we don't remember what happened in 2023. We don't talk about it as a society. I think that we should just forgive everything, you know? Forgive the debts. All of them. There's currently a stalemate between, and it's amazing, college students, particularly, and banking companies that loan money to students. And then at some point, and it's reached to that point where, as much as the students would love to pay back the money if they had it, they don't. The loan is outrunning their income because everything's fucked. So what they're doing is just not paying. It's not that they won't, well, although now it's turned into they won't, but it started with we can't. And now it's we won't, because what are they gonna fucking do? I don't know how I want to handle alerts, but so I just want to tell you guys that I get them. I don't want to interrupt the flow of the radio, so I've actually opted to turn off the alerts. But Ash, thank you for the tier 3, and I'll most likely for the purposes of things like this, group them together and do them in bursts. Ash, Fuki, thank you so much for the resubs, my darlings. Both in, let's see, 26 for Ash, 28 for Fuki. That's cool. Hell yeah. Fluffcoon, 17 months. Welcome back, everybody. I vote we let colleges burn. Everyone hit community college, then go hit trade schools. Fuck, dude. If I learned a trade, like mechanics, like I want to be a mechanic. I want to work in I want to restore cars, but I don't have any knowledge, no practical knowledge, none whatsoever. Although I did try to learn to weld in college. I mean, speaking of college, see, it all started for me because I was trying to learn mechanical engineering. I tried. I really did. I gave it my best shot. And the thing I enjoyed the most was this class called Materials. And it outlined how materials react under various stresses. Metals, plastics, etc., etc. We learned investment casting. We learned other things. Tensile strengths and elasticity and other things. And of course, it comes to the segment of welding. And you think, oh my god, here's my problem. I have this terrible mindset. I tell myself, because I have an ego now, apparently. I think, can an idiot do this job? Have idiots been doing this job for centuries? If so, you'll be fine. Like, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. I'm not the smartest tool in the shed. But I'm not the dumbest. I'm not. So I already know that I'm not on the bottom line. Now that we've gotten to that, we've come to that conclusion. Well, can an idiot do that job? You know? And here's the thing. I feel like what's a good example? I don't know. Here's the thing, if I choose a hobby, you know what? Spicy takes. Let's just choose, for example, have uneducated dumbasses been playing guitar forever? Yes, of course they have. Stoner burnouts have been learning guitar since their parents withheld love from them on day one. And, so if you can think, okay, at some point a fucking idiot learned guitar, and I'm not one of those, so I should be fine, right? But here's the problem, I tried to learn guitar, and I couldn't do it. I taught myself the scale. Bully me, I'm a seamstress. I do not need to use my brain often. An idiot could do this. But see, maybe that's the point, you know? Maybe an idiot could do it, but we put in the hard work and then... no, just kidding. It's all a gamble. Nothing matters. Life isn't real. Money ain't real. Well, it's New Year's. Past New Year's now. It's the 8th of January. Almost turning over the hour at 8 a.m. Over here on the Pacific Coast. 2024. I don't know if anybody is along with me here, in that my brain, I've not mentally expanded beyond 2020. We hit 2020 on the calendar. Hard stop. So when somebody says, oh, what were you doing 4 years ago? Oh, you mean 2016? You know what I mean? Oh, you know, it's 2020. I don't know what happened, but I think it's COVID. Like, once COVID got bad enough, we were all like, time stood still. And then it never kind of restarted. Now we're all just jaded. Mama. Hello, pair. Hello, I haven't seen you in a minute. Welcome. Although I remember PRs, how you prefer, right? I gotta get something off my chest. I encountered this yesterday. As an advertisement. I know. First of all, has anybody let an advertisement win out recently? You know, do you ever get, like, pushed an ad and you're like, fuck, this is that one specific item I needed. This is the one ad that gets me, you know? For me, it was like a bluey hoodie. But anyways, I heard this ad yesterday. This wasn't one of those scenarios where I purchased. This one did not trap me before it, you know, this gets awry. Going on 8 days of work in a row, I don't even know what day it is, let alone the year. Are you okay? Yep, exactly. 1 out of 1,000 times. Taco Bell. Okay, so I'm not alone in here. Well, there was an ad yesterday that I heard. Yesterday. I'm not making this up. It's for a funeral home. Which, by the way, if you didn't know, has a nickname, a fun home. You know, it's easier to, oh, it's a fun home. Is it a funeral home? Anyways, I digress. This commercial said we are a full-service funeral home. And they said full-service funeral home from start to finish, the whole process, under one roof. My question is, how full service, you know? What are we talking? Because if there's a funeral home run hitman out there ready to just go from point A to point Z for us from the beginning to the end, think about this. Such a hassle having to transport a body, you know what I mean? Like, I can barely get a moving box to UPS in like a somewhat composed manner, right? So if there's somebody that you can put a hit on, they'll kill them and then dispose of the body and put it in a casket and give it a full funeral, flowers and all. I think there's a business there. I think there's a blue ocean. Food for thought. But it also makes me wonder, like, what more full service things could be out there, right? For example, doctors that do house visits that will fuck you. Hear me out. Okay? Doctor, you don't have to get up, you don't have to do anything. You're already going to be naked for the doctor. You might as well orgasm from it. So, we take a bunch of male strippers, send them to med school, then give them all cars to go do house visits. Don't background check anyone. Push them through. You've already hooked the kobold. Listen. Okay. Honesty time, because it's the morning. You better start your day off with some honesty. If you had the power to. If you had the power to put a hit on somebody and get away with it scot-free, is there a single person on this planet you would do that to? No one would know it was you. It would just happen and then nothing would happen after. You wouldn't have to do it. You would just know that it happened. You get one. Everybody gets one. And I have two questions now that spawn out of that, right? So one, would you do it? Two, and nobody gets to say, yeah, I killed myself. That doesn't, no. Alright? Suicide Jokes 2023, okay? And two, what's the likelihood that you are the person that somebody uses their hit on? I personally think I'd get hit immediately. I think several people are just waiting to pull the trigger. Well, proverbially and literally. My response to that is don't miss when you have your chance, baby. Ted Cruz. It's 8 a.m., which is universal threaten a politician hour. Hitler, we all know his brain in a jar deep inside the CIA's office. I love the idea that, like, this is what we imagine, right? When we hear about serial killers having their brains harvested and used for scientific research, we have this image in our head of we're expecting some sort of magical brain that's gonna look different, right? You know, like Albert Einstein's brain, you'd think they cut it in half, and then they're like, oh, it's like half, you know, it's radioactive. I don't know, it's like, it's got something different. And like Hitler's, what do we expect? You cut in half and it's like a bunch of little swastikas, like, strewn about his gray matter. You know, like, what did we expect? Like, that he was gonna have the anti-Semitic gland. Are World War II jokes in vogue? Do you guys ever wonder if there was like a homosexual Jewish person of color who was disabled that lived in Poland that was like, fuck. Am I allowed to say that? You know, I can forgive Canada for a lot of things, but they need to take Ted Cruz back and apologize. You know what, though? We owe an apology to Canada. Because we rejected Justin Bieber for a long time, and now we love him. That was a good one. I'm glad, you know, he escaped. I saw imagery yesterday depicting there's a doorway that connects North Korea to South Korea. It's in the demilitarized zone, right? And it's basically a hallway with some doors, as you can imagine. And now it's key apparently, and I'm going to sneeze here. Hold on. The Hitler's racism cortex is 5 times the normal size. Isn't that they're like, oh yeah, like, you know, Ted Bundy's fucking Abdullah Oblongata. Hala Abdullah Oblongata. Glycosidic, thank you so much for the request. Let me know what song you'd like me to sing or put on for the radio. Time for work, good luck with the show. Thank you, Gar, thank you. Put me on the shop radio. Sing Baby by Justin Bieber. I'll see if I can find a jazz rendition of that. Bieber's good people. We fuck with the Biebs around these parts. Dude, we fuck with the Biebs. Come on. You know, I would be doing you a disservice if I didn't give you a little update on some of the larger news going around. Who here is aware of what's going on with Alaska Airlines? In recent news, Alaska Airlines had a part fly off of a plane mid-flight. Not too far, actually, from where I am located currently. And I'm a bit of an Alaska fanboy. Now, from my understanding, this was explained to me. I actually reached out to the technical term for plane doctors. Spoke to a plane doctor, and they explained to me that in order to add more seats to the fuselage, Alaska Airlines has opted to delete one of the exit doors, which is within the bounds of regulation. That's okay. Apparently you don't need all of the exit doors. Apparently there's optional ones. So much like buying a new car, uncheck the box, you know, don't want to pay extra for the door. However, the fuselages always come with a hole there. So if you can picture the exit on a plane, right? It's just that door. Well, they plug that up, and they replace it with a wall piece and a window, and it looks like there's nothing there. Well, it appears that Alaska Airlines had a failure. Sheared bolts is what I've been told. And this plug for the door plunged out of the plane into the backyard of an unsuspecting victim in Portland. It doesn't look like anybody was hurt, but a Portland school teacher named Bob reached out to the police station after he found the missing Boeing 737 MAX 9, by the way, and that's important, MAX 9 fuselage door plug. The federal investigators had been searching for the door plug since it blew off on the aircraft after taking off from Portland on Friday, leading to the grounding of many Boeing 737 MAX 9 aircrafts that had that same alteration of removing the exit with a plug. About 40% is what I've been told. 40% of Alaska Airlines flights have been grounded while they inspect them before they can be put back into circulation. This has caused cancellations, delays, and a whole a clog of the infrastructure across the country, probably the world. It took them several days to find the door. My question is, why didn't Bob realize that there was a gigantic Boeing 737 MAX 9 fuselage door plug in his yard until like 2 days after, or 24 hours, I don't know. Get it together, Bob, get it together. It was a new plane. Breaking it down, I suppose. Well, before I continue on, I owe some music to start your morning off. Thank you so much for that request. Let me cue up the track here for you guys. Please enjoy Morning Jazz while I cue this up. Tell me about your mornings. Tell me what you have planned for your day. I'd love to see that. Love to read it. Love to know. How are you enjoying your morning so far with me with Scratch Radio? Remember,
Welcome to Scratch Radio, weekdays at 8 a.m., scratching that itch whenever it hits.
compared to my baby, nobody came between us and above. She had me going crazy, now I was starstruck. She woke me up daily, don't need no Starbucks. She made my heart pound and skip a beat when I see her in the street, at the school and on the playground. But I really wanna see her on the weekend. She knows she got me dazing, cause she's so amazing. Now my heart is breaking, but I just keep on saying, baby. Oh, baby, with me now. Come on, everybody. Baby. Oh, thought you'd always be mine. Oh, I'm gone. Yeah, I'm gone. I'm gone. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, oh, now I'm gone, I'm gone. You shouldn't have messed around with my heart. It broke for you, now I'm picking up my little pieces of my broken heart now. Thank you very much. That was my jazzy rendition of Baby by Justin Bieber. Hopefully it's caught that right smooth feeling that you're gunning for in the mornings. I appreciate the request. Now, don't forget, if you're new here, please follow the stream, follow the radio, become a part of this speakeasy. Check out the Discord. Play the hook intro again of that song. Oh, perfect. Oh, for the transition, you're right.
Welcome to Scratch Radio, weekdays at 8 a.m., scratching that itch whenever it hits.
Absolutely, I could do something for you. Let me know. Let me know, Leon. Good morning. Thank you so much for clipping that. I appreciate that a lot. Now, I did a lot of studying before I embarked on this journey for radio hosting of some capacity. I did as much research as possible. That's what I do. And I've been listening to a lot of NPR lately. And before you roll your eyes, you need to really give this structure a thought. But I will say I do have a gripe. I do have a gripe. If you don't know what NPR is, it's like, actually, I can tell you. So, NPR is the National Public Radio. It's an American nonprofit media organization in D.C. It serves as a national syndicator to a network of over 1,000 public radio stations. So it's kind of like public access radio. Not public access radio, but it's like the radio channel. Anyways, they play a lot of jazz, almost exclusively jazz, which is what I love. And we have an old-timey radio that I purchased from a Goodwill for like $4. Sitting in the kitchen, we just leave it playing NPR. Now, I'm about to, I'm making a snack one early morning, I want to say. I was having trouble sleeping, so it's like 1 a.m., and I'm in the kitchen making a snack, and NPR is on. And this man, out of nowhere, the song ends, he comes in like this, and he's like, The time is now 1 a.m. locally. Early time for anybody to be up, and if you're listening, it can be a sad time or something, or a sad hour. And then he just goes, here's the blues. Blues for the whole hour. And then he just played the saddest music I have ever heard. It's like this person was trying to make everyone up at 1 a.m. We're up at 1 a.m. Clearly things aren't going that well. Oh, I got you. Oh, good morning, Vietnam! That is a beautiful thought, Schrodinger, and I'm going to keep that in my mind. Yes, let's listen to this one more time, please. I want to shout out Garen for making this.
Welcome to Scratch Radio, weekdays at 8 a.m., scratching that itch whenever it hits.
Ethereal, beautiful. You know, I think I'm going to make it one of my main goals to jazzify as much music as I can. I wish more people like jazz. I almost feel like I have to be apologetic for it. I'm not, because who has the energy to apologize? 2024, I'm going to use that as my excuse. I love that. I get to use it all year round. It's 2024. Of course I'm going to snort my Lexapro like cocaine. You know? It's 2024. Why can't I put a White Claw in an IV bag? It's 2024. Why can't we just borrow cars when we see them on the street? I got into an interesting discussion with Jeticus yesterday about the idea of like superheroes, people with superpowers. Of the superheroes, you know, who is not meeting their potential, and who has maximized their potential, their power. You know, like, you know, Ant-Man's ability, somewhat limiting, but he's maximized its potential. Inversely, I feel like Tony Stark, if he did anything right, wouldn't have needed to move from his couch ever. I digress. Time is flying by. Just currently was half past the hour. I have a new song coming out. I want to talk about music for a little bit here. So I had the pleasure of spending my weekend at Anthro Northwest here on the west side of the country, over here in Seattle. And I got to do 2 sets. They let me do 2 sets of music. But you know what? Before I get into anything, I have to go to the little Robo Kitty's room, go to the bathroom. So I'm gonna turn the music up higher, and I'm gonna let things go. In this moment, we would normally have I will have an idle screen for my face here, so that way when I go to the bathroom. But we're learning and we're growing. We're learning and we're growing. Baby steps. I've learned to not overwhelm myself Sorry. I've learned to not overwhelm myself too early on, as we're building a project, you know? Anyways, let me go to the bathroom. This is when push comes to shove. Coming at you from...
Welcome to Scratch Radio, weekdays at 8 a.m., scratching that itch whenever it hits. Welcome to Scratch Radio, weekdays at 8 a.m., scratching that itch whenever it hits.
And we're back on the air. Back on the air. How's the cool cats and dogs doing out there? Hello, Clive Owen. Good morning. Thank you so much for following. Welcome to Scratch Radio. That's exactly what this is, a chill furry radio to accompany you on your morning commutes, morning cup of joe, or perhaps you're procrastinating, purposely setting aside all the things that you should be doing. But you know what? It's early in the morning, you get a pass. Everyone knows it's fair game before 10 a.m. Hello, boy. Exactly, a well-said voltaic Scratch Radio. Weekdays. It's weekdays at 7 a.m. on the Pacific Coast. I'm going to have to tickle Garen's little footsies to have that remade for me. So like I said, it is now finally 2024, which in my head doesn't exist. It's still 2020. I've been doing little ego masturbation here. But I have officially lost 180 pounds. That's 180. I went the entirety of 2023, 365 straight days from January 1st to January 1st without breaking diet. And I have yet to break it still. It's going to be about 2 hours, Ash, is what we're aiming for. 2 hours every morning. I'll run a little bit late this time. So we got about an hour left of radio. An hour left of radio. And we have other things to get through. A lot of things to get through. Let me pull my notes back up here. Yes, I have notes I've prepared. I went to the mall over here recently, a couple weeks ago, and it's usually really packed. Lots of parking space. Now, I don't know why, there's a city ordinance like everywhere, all over the country. For every square footage of building, you have to have an equal amount of square footage of parking. However, it's disproportionate, and there's usually more parking than there is building space. So, you get this insane, dystopian, vast wasteland of parking spots. And so I go to the mall, and I'm in one of those, but it's packed full. I ran into this scenario where when I left, I get into my car, and when I get in the car, I lock my doors, okay? You know, sue me. I'm paranoid a little bit. People are crazy. I just locked my doors. What's the opposite of claustrophobic? I'm claustrophilic. I'm a claustrophile. Okay? I am a claustrophile through and through. I feel comfy and safe in small, locked spaces. If I get overstimulated, overworked, overwhelmed, I can just go into the bathroom, lock the door, and I'm safe. The door is locked, the only entrance, the only control, everything in my control, the only entrance and exit is under my command. It's a small space where I know that I can see the whole thing in one go, and it comforts me. And, a coffin for catnaps. Well, that's gonna spin out another conversation, which remind me, after this if I can, that I have another thing to share in that vein. But anyways, I like to lock the doors of my car as soon as I get in. And then I do my little, car startup situation. Kingo, I'd love to thank you for your 19-month resub. Welcome back to the Speakeasy. Good morning. Welcome to Scratch Radio. Scratching that itch whenever it hits, baby. So I locked my doors, right? Here's the problem. Why do I feel like locking my door in itself is a crime? It's this innate anxiety. It's funny. Another patron will walk by, will walk up to my car, walk alongside it, or even just in its vague vicinity, right? And I have to hesitate to lock my door because I'm afraid that if I lock it next to them, they're going to assume that I locked it because of them, and then they're going to get offended, and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. And I know what you're wondering. Why do you think? Because I don't know. That's how I think. I think that a random stranger, I can get on stage and sing in front of thousands of people. I've done it. But one person's feelings, one stranger in the parking lot of the mall is enough to just throw me off. And here's the thing. Because I do that, it negates the point of locking the door. Right? If I lock the door when I get in my car so I don't get, like, yanked out and thrust into, some sort of, like, taken scenario. So, if I'm afraid to lock the door because there's somebody coming, I don't want to offend them. What if they are the kidnapper? Why am I even locking my doors at that point? I don't know. I digress. 180 pounds. Hell yes. That is amazing. So happy for you. That is awesome. I need to lose some weight myself, but sadly don't have the money to get food for myself. You know, that's the journey, isn't it? Finding a balance between your health, but also trying to make do, because let's face it, we're all poor, we're all broke, okay? We already know. It's not our fault. It's the boomers' fault. They ruined everything. They ruined everything. So we're mad at them, we hate them. And out of spite, I'm not having children. And population is shrinking, actually. Well, no, it is. They're not shrinking, but the birth rates are shrinking. Sorry, the birth rates are shrinking. Which is good. Which is good. It fights over population. Also, children can be awful. Your politeness will change kidnappers' heart and they'll instead become your sugar daddy and take you away from your responsibilities. I'm just saying, you gotta weigh your options, okay? Now we're talking about... You know, like out of the frying pan into the fryer, it's like out of one bad situation into a worse one. What if it's the opposite? What if, like, you know, this kidnapper's taking me out of the fryer and back into the frying pan to saute me a little bit? What if the kidnapper doesn't realize that my real life situation is worse off? Sorry, let me turn down the audio. What if they don't realize that they're taking me out of a worse situation and putting me into a better one by kidnapping me? Hear me out. I'm broke. Groceries are expensive. If he kidnaps me, obviously he intends to keep me alive, right? So, they're gonna have food. Boom, free food. Free shelter. Once Stockholm Syndrome takes over... I don't even need to wait for Stockholm Syndrome to take over. Odds are I'll immediately fall for them. Because they're probably gonna be emotionally unavailable, straight, and look vaguely like my dad, so I'll probably fall in love. I'll probably go willingly. So I'll be the easiest person to kidnap, honestly. Why am I fighting it? Why am I locking my doors? I feel like this could turn out well for me. I feel like I'd be okay. I feel like I am scrappy, alright? I'm a scrappy individual. And I feel, and I've always said, if I found myself in a post-apocalyptic scenario, I would die immediately. But in prison, I'd be great, because think about what's all there. It's not that crazy, right? Not the apocalypse. I'm a people person. I can schmooze. I would have that place wrapped around my little finger. I know it. I just know. People love bars. Prisons love bars. I have to provide enough entertainment value to keep around, not shiv. And throw ass good enough to keep, the big dogs happy. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Speaking of being a claustrophile, I had a friend come over, and they brought, what are they called? They're like mittens. They're like mittens for people who have a desire to have their hands turned into like non-usable hands. They're like straitjackets for your fingers. That's what it looks like. Whoops. That's what it looks like. And I loved it. Also, if you hear me lull off, it's because my ADHD is really bad, sometimes in the mornings especially. And my brain will move on before my mouth does, and I get a little quiet. And that's just part of my cadence of who I am as a human and what is wrong with me. So be okay with it. I wait to have a car, and people frantically ask me if that's my car and threaten to call the police or something. I've been eating the cheap ramen cups every day for lunch for like a year now. I thought I'd escape this shit for a while. Food man, let me throw you a hack at you, okay? Grab yourself Cheez-Its, just normal Cheez-Its. Take that bag out, take a large, heavy object, and crush those Cheez-Its to a fine powder. Then every time you make a ramen cup, put like a spoonful or two into that and stir it. The little like powder gets like soggy, and it's almost like eating little like, you know, when you dip crackers in your soup, but it's cheesy, and it just adds a different depth. I'm somewhat of a food connoisseur. I get my chicken fingers with ranch and honey mustard sometimes. Sir, is that a service dog? And all they have to do is read the patch that says that they are. Don't interrupt what they're doing. There's a TikTok channel devoted to somebody who films their interactions with others and their service dog. And the amount of times when somebody says, "May I pet your dog?" or they attempt to pet it without asking, and the person says, "Sorry, they're working, they're a service dog," and the person gets offended. Like, I'm sorry, there's not like a public ordinance where you're just allowed to touch people's things. Am I putting you to sleep, food man? Putting you to sleep. Honey mustard is the best dipping condiment. Before anybody starts to get any other ideas, I went on a rant previously to someone or something, maybe to myself. Maybe it was one of those self-conversations you have in the shower that make you realize your shower has been taking way too long, where you're playing out 14 different scenarios of one thing in your head, right? So you know every which way, and you've kind of dissociated, where you're like, oh shit, I'm pruny, the soap's gone, and I've just played out, you know, an engagement, a confrontation with somebody 400 times. Well, I had one of those recently, I think. Or I forget what this is directed. Sometimes I just say things like, just to say it, and I don't remember who it went to. I just dole out nuggets of wisdom into the universe. But I was talking about, I mean, it's fall. It's gray out. Overcast, right? It's just that time. And now that the holidays are done, we're kind of in this lull of ugliness, of gray and cold, and I would be at the beach if I could be right now. And my goal is to grow things to a point where I could just go south for the winter like a bird. Sit my ass on a beach with a morning cocktail, because when you're at the beach, you can drink alcohol at 10 a.m. Actually, I wouldn't. I don't drink that much, really. I almost never drink, but I'm a bit of a pothead. I'm a bit of a hippie. I'm a stoner. So I'd roll a morning blunt, I'd wake and bake, sit on the beach with a coffee, and pull out the microphone and do this from there. You'd hear the crashing of the waves, the salty air just wafting by, hinting at you that today's going to be another warm one. And I got my little Speedo on, making everybody uncomfortable. That's the dream. I want to go to a nude beach, and it used to be because... Okay. Can can I be honest? I have too much of an exhibition kink till I feel like I could I could go to a nude beach. Although I've been told it's very easy to not have to deal with that problem at a nude beach because it doesn't feel like you're at a naked thing. And I'm around the house a lot naked with my roommates. We all are. And in a way, it's desensitized us to nudity, and I don't just get aroused, by being out and about. So probably I'll be fine. But I was looking for advice on what to do if you go to a nude beach and you become what's the technical term? Oh boy. Just dig a hole in the sand, turn over, and kind of ostrich it. Has that ever happened to anybody? There's this site called Motherless. I stumbled on it by accident when I was looking for my favorite Bible verse, right? Mother Mary, and I was like, oh, Mother Mary, oops, I stumbled and typed Motherless. It's a porn site, right? At total accident. But there's videos specifically that that are people getting boners in inconvenient situations, right? And there's this one dare that somebody was trying to do or whatever, trying to people egg them on to pop a Viagra before they go get their physical. Now I'm not saying that I cannot condone that, right? Because I feel in some woman, well, in every way, is some sort of sexual misconduct, right? But imagine that. Imagine boxing yourself in like that, popping a Viagra and having to go to your physical. That's the adult equivalent of getting a boner and having to give a presentation. It's you really don't have a choice. But some people love the humiliation, but they chicken out, and so that's their way that they avoid chickening out. I've gotten a boner at a gym a couple times. It's all those endorphins. See, but that's a hazard, honestly, because nobody's wearing safety goggles at the gym. You can go around like that. Full mast. You're gonna poke someone's eye out, kid. Not everyone's gonna be uncomfortable. See, that's why I want to go to. I wish. But here's my problem, right? So I'm on SSRIs, okay? So my problem is when the boners come, you gotta maximize your time. And I'm on Lexapro. It's an antidepressant. It's a famous one. It's an SSRI, which stands for Santa Claus's smelly rump itches. Okay, and the largest side effect is what they call delayed orgasm, which is generous name. Delayed orgasm. See, because that makes it sound like it's an inevitability. Oh, it's just late to the station, train's running behind. But no, that means you're you're riding on a wish and a prayer that you may get to the point of no return, in which case you're fuck yeah, finally, right? I've had a boner during a physical with two foster moms standing there staring. That is... And they were lesbians. Did they put on glasses and give it a score? One of them was really concerned, asking a lot of questions about penises. In a way that's so endearing. Imagine, right, having a penis to lesbian moms who know nothing about penises, right, and how curious. Oh, I have so many tangents I want to go on. I watched, recently with my roommates, I watched Jumanji, the new one. And, one of the characters, who's in real life, it's a live action isekai, right? The kids get sucked into Zathura, but it gets sucked into Jumanji. And one of the girls becomes a guy, right? And then she has this fascination with the fact that she finally has a penis. And I swear that's a trope. Whenever a woman body swaps with a man and she has a penis for the first time, and men are the same with boobs, it's you get an extra appendage to play with, an external appendage. And I imagine that must be what it's like as lesbian parents to a child who has a penis, how, like, fascinating that must be for them. Honestly, as somebody who was born male presenting with male genitalia, I've always been fascinated by vaginas. I don't think I've ever seen one in person as an adult. Is that weird to say? It probably is, but hey, honesty time. And in a way, that's actually kind of sweet that they were concerned. No, they asked if I needed to be circumcised, how much that cost. She made commentary and stuff like, is it wet underneath? Is there smegma, I heard? And then I wanted to fall into a sinkhole. Oh, I'm so sorry. Hopefully it wasn't traumatic. That sounds like a concerned parent to me, but what do I know? I have mommy issues. Hello, good morning, Rodney. Hello, I'm so happy I got to see you this weekend, chat. I had the distinct pleasure of drawing a doodle for Rodney. There was a Celebrity Doodles panel at A&W, raising money for charity, giving doodles to people who donate, and I got to do a little drawing for Rodney. It was a lot of fun. I drew them eating a giant taco. That scene in Your Name with the boobs and the crying. Oh man, I have some stories about physicals and I didn't even use meds for. Yeah, that's my problem. I have a exhibitionist fetish, a humiliation fetish, and like doctor fetish, like physicals, right? So the problem is now I have this like fantasy where I go to have a physical and I'm like, oh no, I'm embarrassed. Stone hard. That's a problem. That's a me problem. I can't just go. But here's the thing. I truly don't want to get a boner. I've worked in the medical field. I don't want to get a boner at the thing. Like, I don't want to make it weird for anybody. Not that that is weird, because who cares? That's the thing. I know that it doesn't matter. But the thing is, I don't think I could help it if I tried. Of course it was. Thankfully, they're divorced now. Well, I'm glad that it didn't, Oh, it was traumatic. Oh, well, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I wouldn't want to make light of anything that was truly uncomfortable in a way that, interesting, though. It is an interesting story. Thank you for sharing. And I think, I went home and realized the doodle was drawn into my sketchbook upside down. Rodney, that's just an added touch. It makes it that much rarer, like a Banksy. Added an arrow loop in the corner to indicate that. That's so cute. Oh, talking about my underwear for 5 minutes straight in detail, telling the doctor and the nurse my size, and the reaction of the nurse was of bizarre curiosity at, like, their attention to wanting to know more details. Marcius, thank you so much for the 35 months, almost 3 years in the speakeasy with me. But I was talking about depressants, antidepressants, right? And about this delayed orgasm, okay? It's awful. It sucks because, I have terrible ADHD. And, it's hard to be a creative and medicate for your ADHD. And when you're on antidepressants, it's a fine balance. It's been thrown in my face before. I've been ridiculed for choosing to unmedicate my ADHD in lieu of medicating my other mental illnesses, and for an attempt to avoid dulling my senses for creative purposes. But anyways, my ADHD is incredibly bad. It's very potent, and it gets worse with age. But I'm coping, and my people are everybody's really understanding that I love and whose opinions I care about, so it's no biggie. But the problem with taking Lexapro and SSRI, like I said, the delayed orgasm, is that basically it's kind of like erectile dysfunction. It's like, but if it happens when my focus drops, and then I'm immediately soft. I mean, it's immediate. But I have such bad ADHD, I can't help it. I'll be indulging. And then I will, feel an itch on the bottom of my foot. Or I'll hear a car alarm, in the neighborhood somewhere. And it's just that spark of distraction is enough to just dismantle all of it. All the momentum. That's bizarre, Finn. Interesting. That they were just so concerned about everything. That's pushing it into the boundaries of, obsession. Like, they're almost... indulging in it, you know? They're getting their fix. But doesn't that just suck? Ain't that a bitch? So the antidepressants can make it way harder to achieve orgasm. We've taken the most pleasurable experience beyond drugs, beyond anything, that we can naturally, at any point in our lives, create a feeling that is so euphoric it surpasses any other substance. It is so powerful. It drives nature. Yeah, that's starting to sound very SAE. Then, definitely. I'm sorry you had to go through that. But yeah. The purpose for life, essentially. I mean, orgasm, that feeling. What is that, French for little death or something? It is so powerful. The entire structure of nature is built upon it. I mean, rather, it's built upon the need for procreation to further the species, but you achieve that by having sex, by copulating. And evolution has incentivized creatures by turning the process of procreation into the most mind-blowing experience you could possibly have as a natural being, right? And of course, my medicine that keeps me from the ledge just so happens to take away the greatest pleasure that a human can experience. Now, tell me how that works. Tell me how an antidepressant is going to take that away, and tell me that, you know what I mean? It's like, are we choosing the lesser of two evils? Because I feel like the orgasm should win out. But isn't that just like some Little Mermaid type shit? Like Little Mermaid trading, you know, Ariel trading her voice to Ursula so she can walk, so she can go fuck a prince, right? It's like that shit. You trade your orgasm for the ability to not want to kill yourself. Bit of a monkey's paw situation, huh? Luckily, I have a Hitachi wand now, and that's my true lover. Because masturbation, sex will never be as good as I can do it for myself. Let's just face it. It's like when you play, it's like playing ping pong and tennis, right? Both respective sports, but just one is like small potatoes into what I know could be true, right? Like ping pong is the same concept as tennis. You just scale it up, right? Sex is like ping pong, as masturbation is to tennis. Ping pong, it's fun to do with friends, you know, it's goofy, you can giggle, and it gets a little sweaty, and it's whatever. But tennis is like a whole other beast. Tennis is with intent. It's with power. It's gonna get you to where you need to go in the most potent way possible. Such wisdom. Are you guys taking notes? Because these are the important details that are gonna get you where you want to go. But what about superheroes? Where are we're going through, at this point, hundreds of superheroes between Marvel and DC. I want to see a superhero that is on an SSRI that has delayed orgasm. That's the Superman I want to see. Talk about a fucking superpower. The ability to overcome the delayed orgasm effects of an SSRI. Like, they don't need to be able to be invincible. Just, you know, that's it. I need a depressed Superman who managed to come fast while being on Lexapro. And tell me that isn't the greatest shit you've ever seen. I know people are probably hoping I don't get political with this. And I am, you know, everybody said, don't do politics, blah, 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 blah. And I want you to know that if I don't talk about politics, it won't be because my so-called friends told me to. It's because I know, like, nothing. But that's changing. But this morning's show, I'm gonna throw at you things that are important. That was just truly a joke. You see, that's why I talk about depression and masturbation. I know a lot about those things. I wonder if that was my only purpose, to compete and father offspring as some primal example of life, in looking that the purpose of a man felt limited and disappointing. Look, if you take a goldfish and put it on land, it's gonna fail. The truth is, with our expression of gender and who we are, that life was never a path in our brains, and we're trying to shoehorn ourselves into that direction. Or rather, the thought of it is limiting. It's like boxing yourself in. It would be disappointing, you know? The purpose of, let's call it like it is. The purpose of a man feeling limited and disappointing, well, it's true. Who needs a man? I sure don't. Looping back to 180 pounds down, alongside that is the fact that I am leaner. I'm more, how do I say this? I weigh less than my ex. So, fuck them. I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee now. I'm thinking about throwing another jazz lick at you guys here in a second. Who would love to hear another jazz single by your kitty here on Scratch Radio? And if you're a musician, a poet, anything spoken word, visual, audio, not visual, anything audio that you would like played on the radio, by all means, send it to me in any way you want. DMs, Discord, Twitter, however you want, and we'll play it. I would love to promote people's adventures here on the channel, here on the radio. Got a business to shout out, got a charity. Want to sponsor it? Do it, Voltaire. We're gonna have a way for people to send in music to nominate projects that people can throw up, and we'll add to the show for that day. What do you guys think of the Scratch Radio logo and the model? I need to give a shout out to Jetikus. They created these assets. We brainstormed and we worked on a lot of designs, but ultimately this is where we landed, and I think it looks fabulous. Let me check my notes here, see if I've missed anything. There they are right there, and they're going to start streaming again soon, too, so you guys should drop them a follow, please. Heavens. I had a funny skit idea, a funny comic idea, and I'm trying to get Jetikus to draw it. And it is it's about, picture this. Has that old-timey feel of the logo, but the Tamagotchi bedroom clock feels at home. Exactly. We combined two styles that most people don't ever aim for. sell little scratch toys like hotcakes. It'd be cool if it had a display on it that could play the radio. You know, it like has a display linked to the channel. When it goes live, it'll broadcast. What's in the cup? Steaming cup of cum. It's coffee. I'm a coffee drinker. Thank you, Nemo. I appreciate that, and of course, all the love to Jedikus. But speaking of him, there's this comic that I've been trying to get him to make because I feel like the joke is worth it, right? You can picture dogs, puppies, and I've seen my dog do this a million times. Kind of where it came from. My dog. I have a 4-year-old, soon to be 5. Oh my God, soon to be 5. Oh, he turns 5 this month, so we're gonna have to throw a little birthday thing for him. But you know, dogs, when they go to lay down, they do what they call circles, right? They do their circles. They gotta walk in a circle, you know, scope out their comfy spot before they settle into their little ball and they fall asleep. I have this idea that there's these two dogs, right? About to have a sleepover. One's doing the circles, the other one, though, is doing a triangle. The other one realizes this and says, hey, what's the deal? We've been doing circles every night forever since we were born. This is what we do. We're dogs. When he said, well, somebody called me a cute today, so I figured this was more suitable. There we go. That's an appropriate volume. The infamous circle as you stand out in the cold waiting for them to do their business. Yeah. Did I jump scare you? Good. Wake up. Wake up, people. Wake up, sheeple. Here's another one to throw at you. Another food for thought. Imagine imagine the reaction somebody had the first time they got called in. The first usage of the term nincompoop. You nincompoop. And at some point, that it was so exotic of a name to call somebody, right? Like a muggle. Like it stops you in your tracks. It's like you know it's bad. You fucking nincompoop. Shake you to your family's lineage. I'm just, you know what, I'm gonna save these ones. I have some fun talking points. I'm gonna save it for tomorrow's show. I want to do another jazz song here for you guys. We're gonna pick up the pace here with a slightly quicker jazz hit.
Welcome to Scratch Radio, weekdays at 8 a.m., scratching that itch whenever it hits.
Here's my story, it's sad but true. It's about a girl I once knew. She took my love and ran around with every single guy in town. Hey, hey, oh, hey, oh, whoa, whoa,
Welcome to Scratch Radio, weekdays at 8 a.m., scratching that itch whenever it hits.
Thank you for entertaining another jazz song by myself. Thank you very much. How are you liking the microphone? Listen, next time my voice will be more warmed up. It'll sound better. But now I might add, thank you so much. Final Shape for 20 months. Holy shnikes. Now, this has been a very large personal investment to get everything ready for this, so if anybody would like to support the radio, support the channel, please consider typing !donate or subscribing. You wanted to redeem applause? I'll have to make sure those are turned on for next one, I'm sorry. There you go. Thank you. That's from our live studio audience. Cyrus, thank you so much for 25. Welcome back to the Speakeasy. 20 months from Final Shape, 25 from Cyrus. Welcome back, you nerds. Appreciate you. Are these redeems for specific upgrades to stream or something? Sorry, I do not understand the question. Would you mind rephrasing for me? I want to do morning interviews. Who would be your favorite? If you had to put in a nomination for who you'd like to be interviewed in the morning talk show, let me know. And it doesn't just have to be a furry. It doesn't have to be anything related. It could be, if you know somebody. You know what? I think we're going to start having guests on that contribute some amazing, important things to society. I want to have on Voltaic, knowing what you do for your job. Same thing with Leon. People who work in healthcare and science, moving the world forward, while I sit here on my little kitty booty, talking at you, helping him in my own small way make the world go around. Well, Finn, yes, exactly. So there was a large financial investment on the microphone, the assets, the new assets, like the intro music, and there's more assets to come. That was an initial financial investment. And then from there on, as things grow, yeah, I would love to have a backdrop that's more of a studio. Morning, for me, it's 2012. The year the Mayans predicted the world would end. Of course, we did not get that luxury. Imagine how nice things would have been if that's truly how the world ended. No. Instead, we had to push past 2012 into 2019, where nothing would ever be the same. The world would come to a standstill. We'd all get fat and lonely and lose all our money. Or some new stuff to invest in assets to your physical setup. Any and all above, Finn. Any and all above. Truly, honestly, in all ways. Welcome on in, Ruski. Welcome to the radio. Welcome to the Scratch Radio. Let me just play our little lick here. Let me just lick ya.
Welcome to Scratch Radio, weekdays at 8 a.m., scratching that itch whenever it hits.
Yeah, that never gets old. That never gets old. Never gets old. Ooh, my tummy. I'm being really brave today. My tummy hurts. A lot. I need Tums. You know, I hate milk. I hate the taste, the feeling, the look of milk. I don't mind it being in things. I am not lactose intolerant. I eat more cheese than anyone you've ever met. But I hate milk. I don't know why. I've just never gone past. And even as a kid, I went from formula, tried to do milk, threw up, never touched it again. So what I needed instead, as a growing child, with pliable bones, with soft bones and a soft spot closing, what are these called? I don't know. Anyways, with my developing bones, I needed some sort of fortification, right? So at first I drank orange juice fortified with calcium. And then I would take Tums as a calcium supplement. And I feel like I overdid it. I feel like I have incredibly strong bones now. I didn't always, though. I broke my foot playing on a children's basketball hoop. That's right, I was 14 or maybe 15 at the time, and I was playing on one of those literal children basketball hoops, the little plastic ones that are like blue with the white backboard. Rooski, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome. Rooski, dude. Welcome to Speakeasy. Oh, Ryder. Oh my gosh. You know what? Ryder. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do this right now. Chat, type !Discord to get your link into the Discord right at the top. I'm gonna add Scratch Radio submissions. I'm gonna organize it later. Here we go. Scratch Radio submissions. Boom. Alright. There you go. Scratch Radio submissions. It's read under General in the Discord. Drop it there. We'll take a look at it. I'll probably also create a voice for call-in scenarios, but we'll figure that out. Thank you so much for being eager to send something. That's exciting. But anyways, I broke my foot on a children's basketball hoop. One with the blue, what is it called? Stock. The blue pole, white backboard, plastic. I imagine would blow over in the mildest of windstorms. I want to say Plays Cool made it. And I was alone outside, warm summer's day, and I'm just slam dunking on a hoop that's shorter than me. Feeling cool, because I wasn't athletic. That was the extent of my athletic prowess at the time. Rolled my ankle, which I'd done a million times, because I was clumsy. This one, though, the pain never subsided. Tell my dad about it, walk it off. Next thing I know, it's been 2 days later, and I can only navigate via crawling. I can only navigate the house via crawling. And stairs had to be doing sitting down, which, not that bad, no sedentary lifestyle, but as a teenager, you're kind of limited, right? So, my dad, who's a doctor, much to his chagrin, decided to finally take us to a doctor's appointment. Come to find out, I have a hairline fracture on my left foot. And from then on out, I was like, calcium supplements. Calcium supplements out the ass. Thought for a second you were gonna say you dunked on a homophobic Karen's ass and broke your foot kicking it so hard. See, I wish I was that much of a little gay rebel back at 13, but I was so in a different planet at that time. Chad, I'm sorry, my stomach is acting up. I gotta go to the bathroom. I'm gonna play another song for you here. This is called Thinking About Something. Oh. But before I do, we gotta hit him with the transition. I'm still learning the flow of things here. And I will be right back.
Welcome to Scratch Radio, weekdays at 8 a.m., scratching that itch whenever it hits. Welcome to Scratch Radio, weekdays at 8 a.m., scratching that itch whenever it hits.
And I'm back. Back in your ears. As much as I hate leaving stream to go poop, it feels like weight loss, you know? I feel like I'm getting skinnier. In truth, it's because I ate like 4 sugar-free Jellos last night. And let me tell you, the insides of your body are not going to be happy with you if you do that. I digress. Don't know about hot sauce. Don't know about hot sauce, but Himbo Hooters definitely has my vote. Can't wait for the adverts. Kitty underwear balm, hot sauce flavored lube, a lube to spice up your life. Himbo Hooters. Oh, I have many ideas. Like today's sponsor. Today's radio show brought to you by... Sorry. Let me pull up my script here. So, today's stream brought to you by, honestly, what I consider one of the greatest modern-day companies. They provide a lot of help, and but the name of today's sponsor is, and they've very generously provided us with. So there you go. Also, there we go. Apologies for that being loud. I don't know why the volume on that can't be adjusted. I need to go to Hooters to get some time. Listen, if you've not been to Hooters in a while, you've really, truly done yourself a disservice. Hooters wings are far too good for their price. And I'm pretty sure they have like 50-cent wing Tuesdays or something. And let me tell you, if you ever go... Okay. First of all, I have bad eyesight. I've had many eye surgeries. Alright, we can go into that later. But because of all that, I need good lighting. If I'm going to read the menu at a restaurant, right? If I'm going to read a menu at a restaurant, I gotta change. Hold on, I gotta adjust this. Just a tad. There we go. I need the lights on. I need to be able to read. I need to be able to read the menu and what's on it. Turn the lights on, right? They be making me try to read the size 6 font at fucking nighttime inside. They just shut the lights on. Anyways, Hooters doesn't do this. Hooters does not have this problem. They have good lighting. They actually turn their fucking lights on. It kind of looks like it has the same fluorescent lighting as a Target. Plus, if you're like openly queer, though, everybody will be nicer to you because you're a non-threat. And the wings are cheap and they taste great. Bada bing, bada boom. So, you know, if you actually haven't tried Hooters, go for it. Support a local business. Too bad their fries suck. Yeah, but if you're going to Hooters for fries, you go to Five Guys for fries. You go to Five Guys for Cajun fries, right? Go to Wendy's for breakfast. Wendy's has the best breakfast. People sleep on Wendy's breakfast, but in truth, they need to not do that. They're like McDonald's fries, but curls, leaving half-life to them, and if you don't eat them within the hour, that's like McDonald's fries, though. Curly fries are the mood. I do enjoy a good curly fry. I love that curly fries are synonymous with that exact seasoning style. You know, it's like, if I say, yeah, I want some, hey, do you like curly fries? Everybody has the exact same flavor of curly fry in their head. But nobody's ever said, oh, do you like Cajun curly fries or whatever the flavor is, you know? It's just curly fry, and they always taste the same, no matter where you get them. Five Guys Cajun fries with Moe's queso topped with bacon and chives. You know what I used to do at Hooters? I used to grab the wings and do an order of queso dip, and then dip the wings in the queso and eat them. And I know you're thinking, whoa, that's like unhealthy. It is, but I actually did that on keto, and I managed to lose 107 pounds that year eating that a lot. So, because it's just cheese and chicken. Cheese and chicken is my whole MO. I went to a restaurant once in my life. It was when breastaurant. Hold on. Clever alert. Restaurant, huh? I like that. I went to it was when I was 12 and my family was on vacation. It was the only place open without a 3-hour wait, and we didn't realize it was a restaurant chain until we went in, and I felt like I looked like a perv because there was literally no place I could look that didn't have busty women, including the menu. Yeah, it's not a good... It doesn't stand for good things for society. That's for damn sure. I want to take a look and see what's in the Scratch Radio submission. Ooh, Champagne Taste by Eartha Kitt. What a great suggestion. Need to learn that one. And I'm going to find a way to separate the audio so we can play some of these original songs. There's currently a poll up. What's the best dipping sauce for curly fries? Cheese. But ketchup's good too. Sometimes it's the simple one. Sometimes ketchup is all you need for something. Sometimes just ketchup's okay. Honey mustard. I love all condiments. Every condiment has a place in my heart because I just love sauces. I basically eat foods just as a vehicle for sauce. But I feel like curly fries are amazing in cheese. Wings are best in ranch. Normal fries are best in ketchup. Mustard's for hot dogs. Is it true that they caved and they ended up making one himbo Hooters, like a male Hooters? Why doesn't that exist? I want to go to that restaurant that is a bunch of Karens. I want to go to that Karen restaurant and see what they say. Spicy mayo. Fancy Dijon ketchups. How about chat? How about we do... It is now 9:30. We've hit our 2-hour mark, which is what I've been aiming for. So, I'm gonna close this out with one more song here. And I'm gonna sing you guys one more song. And I'm gonna close us out. Remember, I will be back tomorrow morning, same time, 7 a.m. Pacific time, for some more morning love. And then tomorrow afternoon, I will be, so tomorrow morning we have the radio, and then tomorrow afternoon we're going to do a couple hours of an afternoon stream, a new segment there as well, called Cautionary Tale, which is going to take place in VR chat. We're going to see how that goes. But, this is one of my brother's favorite songs of all time. I introduced him to this not that long ago, and now we've been listening to it together a lot.
Welcome to Scratch Radio, weekdays at 8 a.m., scratching that itch whenever it hits.
Here we go. I want to go on a little, let's do some daydreaming. Alright, let's manifest some good energy today. Here we go. dollars. If I had $1 million, well, I'd buy you a house. I would buy you a house. If I had $1 million. If I had $1 million, well, I'd buy you furniture for your house. Maybe a nice Chesterfield or an ottoman. If I had $1 million. If I had $1 million, well, I'd buy you a cake car, a nice Reliant automobile. And if I had $1 million, I'd buy your love. If I had $1 million, I'd build a tree fort in our yard. If I had $1 million, you could help, it wouldn't be that hard. If I had $1 million, well, we could put a little tiny fridge in there somewhere. We can go up there and hang out and open the fridge and stuff. And there'd be foods laid out for us, little pre-wrapped sausages and things. They have pre-wrapped sausages, but they do not have pre-wrapped bacon, so I blame them. If I had $1 million, if I had $1 million, well, I'd buy you a fur coat, and not a real fur coat, that's cruel. If I had $1 million, if I had $1 million, well, I'd buy you an exotic pet, yeah, like a llama or an emu. If I had $1 million, if I had $1 million, I'll buy John Merrick's remains, ooh, all them crazy elephant. Tell me what a sauce for delinquents is. Please do tell me. Tell me. Love. If I had $1 million, we wouldn't have to walk to the store. If I had $1 million, we'd take a limousine 'cause it costs us more. $1 million, we wouldn't have to eat Kraft dinner, but we would eat Kraft dinner. We'd just eat more of it, and then buy really expensive ketchups with it, like the fanciest Dijon ketchups. Yeah, what would you guys get with $1 million? Go. Material goods only. If I had $1 million, if I had $1 million, well, I'd buy you a green dress, yeah, but not a real green dress, that's cruel. If I had $1 million, if I had $1 million, well, I'd buy you some art, a Picasso or a Garfunkel. If I had $1 million, if I had $1 million, well, I'd buy you a monkey. Haven't you always wanted a monkey? If I had $1 million, I'd buy your love. If I had $1 million, 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 I'd be rich.
Welcome to Scratch Radio, weekdays at 8 a.m., scratching that itch whenever it hits.
Well, chat, with that I must leave you. As much as I want to stay, we got the rest of our day. I want to thank Leon for donating to the radio channel $100. That means a lot. That's going to go right back into assets to expand this. I believe everybody is having a wonderful time with this. Sauce for delinquents means you just raw dog the fries. Oh, sauce is for delinquents. That's just sauce for the... Dude, I cannot believe people raw dog their fries. I cannot believe that tied for the win. Thank you, Voltaic. I think I've got good at it. Yeah, I think with $1 million, I would... Well, okay. Assuming $1 million can actually get us there. $1 million is not what $1 million now is not what it meant when that song was written, and it changes constantly. But if I had the means, I would, buy a giant house where all my friends could live and no one would pay any bills. And every time somebody wanted their a new favorite thing, they could have it. Life is really fucking hard. We've all made it as far as we can. Now we all get to be fucking spoiled and get all the cool shit and just play. Okay? And that's what I strive for. Work my ass off so I can go play. And with that, chat, I think I'm going to close us out for our first show here at Scratch Radio. It is currently 9:40 a.m. on the 8th of January in 2024, a Monday. Please enjoy the rest of your work day. Take breaks. Commit corporate theft. Steal toilet paper and printer paper. Go jack off in the bathroom. Dismantle the system. But there's a sticker on my microphone that says, "This machine destroys fascists." I know, I'm full hippie now. I will be back tomorrow morning, same time, 7 a.m., to help you with your commute, to wake you up in the morning with your cup of joe. I'm going to thank the subs and the follows that came through, and thank you to everybody who welcomed me back after being away for, 3 weeks? And then that's tomorrow morning, and then tomorrow afternoon, we have another segment, another show. Another opening, another show. In Philly, Boston, or Baltimore. I'm also going to, once I have the finished assets for that'll work for it, I am also going to be multi-streaming this to TikTok and YouTube, I believe. So, if I can, logistically. But at least TikTok as well, so, because it uses a different program. I hope you enjoyed it, Finn. Thank you guys. Please check out the links that are being posted in chat. And follow the radio channel growth as we go. There's going to be more things in the Discord for everybody, ways to contact into the channel, to submit things, to be a part of it. Thank you for spending your morning with me. I'm gonna play you guys out. All right. Remember to be kind to yourselves. Be kind to each other. You're working really hard. And even if you just take the tiniest step forward today, that still steps forward.
Welcome to Scratch Radio. Weekdays at 8 a.m. Scratching that itch whenever it hits.
I have been your cozy little kitty host, Tiger. And until tomorrow morning, have a wonderful day.